Hey guys, Taylor with GammaEdge coming at you with a 5-minute recap for June 11, 2025. Theme of the day today is when we get into the structure review in a second, you're going to see there was a ton of call delta sitting on top of us. This was contributing significant amount of negative charm throughout the session that was weighing down on us. We said if we were not able to, break free of this 40, 60, 50 zone and make significant progress higher with a lot of call speculation higher market trend model buying, then it's going to be very hard to make progress. Duh, obviously, right? Like if there's not buying, it's going to be hard. But we also had, the negative charm weighing down on us, but makes it extra hard, right? The market felt pretty heavy all day, and then yes, we ultimately did get that downside move, which was telegraphed with our intraday volume analysis. So let's just get into all that good stuff now. So right here's our SPX 0DT dashboard we covered in our pre-market YouTube live. Keep in mind we do that 9 a.m. So if you're missing that, be sure to stay tuned or sign up for our newsletter. You'll be getting links to that stuff. Anyways, covering what we have here, the expected move from the options market, that's just a pink box. The blue box is our DEX transition zone, and our orange box is our drunken sailor range, all highlighted for you right there in the legend. And so, right, we'll get to our pre-market notes in a second, but here you can just see the amount of, the distribution of call speculation and the structure overhead. Again, this stuff is decaying away as we progress towards zero. That's giving us negative charm. So that's where we were saying we needed to see a rapid push into into the structure. Right, reason for that is we're able to flip those deltas from out of the money to in the money, and then they're working for us, not against us. So that's why we said 60-40, top of our drunken sailor range, and then 60-50. These were two key levels we needed to clear. Right, and this is effectively what we said in our pre-market prep right here. This was the key paragraph for today, discussing, if we're not able to make progress through 60-40, 60-50, then right, we're going to revert back down into our drunken sailor range, and within that range again, right, we expect to be bouncing around a lot. It's the behavior that we see all the time. And so real no directional edge when we're in that zone. We also said that's where our intraday volume metrics analysis is going to be critical for the day. And just to round things out to the upside, 60, 75, and then 60, 90, those were our other key levels to the upside for the day. And so right, hitting on price action real quick, this is how my chart looked like this morning, just highlighting how I'm annotating those key levels. Right, 60, 90, 60, 75, ones we just covered. Then we have this 60, 40, 60, 50 zone, which I'm kind of just commingling together as the top of our DEX transitions of our drunken sailor range. And we have 6,000 at the bottom, which is a key Livermore level. By Livermore level, we just meet a whole psychological round number. And so, yes, as we can say, this zone, this was key to understand. We saw a ton of choppy action there, not able to break free. And then, right, ultimately, again, just choppy price action within our drunken sailor range, as we indicated. However, the important thing to know that we'll get into in a second is, through this choppiness, our intraday volume analysis really wasn't showing anything exciting. But then once we started getting this move lower, that's where we started to see a real deterioration in the call speculation higher and put speculation downside. So, right, getting to that now, yes, in the morning we saw a little bit of a push above 60-40. However, look at the call speculation up here. It was not progressing higher. It was trading lower. I mean, it was trading lower all day. And just backing up for a second, this is our intraday volume analysis. SPX 0DT, call volume green, put volume red. What we do is we understand the behavior of call and put speculators throughout the session. That gives us two reasons for that. One is we can understand character of price action throughout the day. Two is we can infer where that speculation has occurred from, say the open to any point in time. We can understand, okay, that's what's happened. Then all things equal, we can project out where that distribution of speculation is going to go to the end of the session. And by understanding where that is going, price follows that. So it can kind of give us a good idea of what the rest of the session has in store for us, which can then inform our trading strategies, whether you're intraday trading futures or you're selling credit spreads. It's all very helpful pairing the levels with what volume is actually transacting in the market. So again, right, things I wanted to highlight real quick is just notice in the morning session how we were just not seeing any push higher with the call speculation putting a top on the markets. Yes, we got a little bit of a push, but kind of told us, hey, this probably doesn't have legs because we're not just seeing a material ramp higher in the call speculation. In fact, it was trending lower all session. And then once we got this move lower, that was supported with, a pretty sharp drop in call speculation, really throughout the end of the session, and then put speculation as well. While it was fairly flat throughout the session, again, with the pairing with the call speculation, this was also trending lower during that real aggressive sell-off below the top of our jumping side of the range down to, more or less 6,000. Right, and just giving you a picture real quick of how, this is useful intraday, because I know talking through it, what I just did was a bit abstract here, looking at the end of the day cut, but here is an example of showing you exactly what I meant. So this is at 12:45 Eastern. So, and you have access to this in real time. Like this is what we saw at 12:45 Eastern, right? This is what the call speculation was doing, put speculation was doing. So all else equal, we can understand price action for the day is choppy, and we can understand this is the likely path of those call and centroids. Therefore, price is likely going to chop around, all else equal. Right, obviously we know that price ended up dumping, but that's where the key levels come into play, right? We were not able to hold that 60-40 level, and then we dumped from there. But we also saw that in the our kind of intraday volume analysis, right? Lastly, I want to show you something worthwhile to do that we like to do at the end of the day is we create a GIF of all of those 5-minute slices, of all in, and just kind of look to see how price interacted throughout the session. Again, we can just see that the call speculation was just lower all day, unable to really, make progress up to the upside in the structure, lost 60-40, large dump and call speculation, and then really just a trend lower from there. Then rounding out, looking at our market trend model, fairly flat action today, and it's really been flat all week. Specific to today, a couple of things to highlight is yes, while we were making high days, we saw a little bit of ramp and filter tick buying. Again, that's just a measure of significant buying. But from there, we didn't see anything the rest of the session. That's where we sold off, made a lower high, and then we sold off again. So again, our intraday volume analysis market trend model is really showing no evidence that we should expect a material push higher. So I know that we had a lot of folks in the community selling premium, especially above when the market was looking heavy. Intraday volume analysis was not showing any evidence of pushing higher. We knew we had some key levels above us that we were not able to breach. And again, with the negative charm that we discussed earlier, that was just a really good risk to reward trade. So again, whatever your style is, whether again you're intraday trading futures, you're selling premium, all that good stuff, we keep it very simple. We just get our structural levels from actual, the distribution of speculation in the options market structure. Then we just simply evaluate what the volume intraday is actually doing. And again, from there, we can understand what the character price action is and where, projected past a price are through the close. So with that, appreciate your time tonight. We will see you all tomorrow. Good luck. Thanks. Bye.